General Maseloma has given General Sibiyato something to think about. Hey, apparently, there are processes that are unfolding. It is believed, as written by Sunday World, the journalist is Situmo. They are saying Maseloma gives Shadrach Sibiyato a chance to respond to misconduct allegations. Hey, go Bila, go be. Now let me remind you something. We did a video not long ago about General Sibiyato, who is somewhere in court. Is basically arguing that he wants to go back to work. He's saying quite a lot of things, and I did a video just yesterday about that. So there is this thing that is happening. Then there's this what we are now learning about. Now let's read this. National Commissioner General Maseloma has given his deputy, Lieutenant General Shadrach Sibiyato, an opportunity to make representation regarding his possible suspension or transfer following allegation of serious misconduct. The move, outlined in a letter dated Tuesday, August 19, but only served on Sibiyato on Wednesday night, has sparked a heated response from Sibiyato's camp, who view it as an attempt to undermine broader investigation into corrupt and political interference in the justice system. The letter accuses Sibiyato of high-ranking a high-ranking officer in the South African Police Service (SAPS) of actions that allegedly hindered investigation into political motivated killing in KwaZulu-Natal. Did Sibiyato deny that in the beginning? No, he didn't deny it. So I'm surprised that they are saying it angered some people. Even Sibiyato didn't deny that. In fact, what General Sibiyato told us was that the instruction came from the commissioner, and the commissioner said, I was never part of it. Turns out that the instruction came from the minister. So it doesn't deny it. Why then is he scared? Why then is he furious? It just doesn't make sense or doesn't sit well with me. However, we will then go into detail and unpack everything. I want to remind you of a video where we spoke about where General Mkhwanazi spoke about the dockets that are gathering dust at Sibiyato's office. He said it here.
On the 26th of March 2025, this year, a total of 121 case dockets that were under investigation were taken away from the task team as directed by a Deputy National Commissioner Crime Detection, a Lieutenant General Sibiyato, who was acting on the instruction of the Minister of Police to disband the team. This was done without the authority of the National Commissioner, nor I, as a Provincial Commissioner, was never informed. These case dockets have since March been sitting at the head office ever since, without any investigation work done on them. 5 of these dockets had already instruction to arrest perpetrators, but nothing has been done because a Lieutenant General Sibiyato, being instructed by the minister, executing instruction of the minister, withdrew all these dockets and they are sitting in archive in his office in Pretoria. God knows why.
Okay, so having said that, I want us to look at the following. Very interesting thing. Listen to this. So we are moving to the deadline that is Sibiyato was given. It says, Sibiyato has until 10 a.m. on Monday, 25th of August 2025 to submit his written response. In the letter, Maseloma outlines 4 key allegations against Sibiyato. This includes claim that he gave unauthorized instruction to withdraw case docket from the case at killing political task team. These dockets were reportedly moved to the Divisional Commissioner for the Detectives and Forensic Service. This allegedly caused a delay in the investigations. The letter also accuses Sibiya of failing to follow the National Commissioner's instruction, also attempting to defeat the cause of justice, and damaging the reputation of the South African Police Service. However, Maselom's tone in the letter suggests that process is not yet final. He then said, "You are entitled to submit a written representation regarding the possible suspension or temporary transfer." The letter states, "This opportunity for Sibiya to respond is being framed by SAPS leadership as a just process. It is a fair and a transparent step in addressing allegation." I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, wow. Sibiya went to court and argued that he wanna go back to work and blah blah blah. And Maseloma here is saying, now we are entering the process where I'm suspending you now. I don't know. This is funny because I'm not a lawyer. So I'm going to have to wait and look at this and be like, this is very interesting. So is this possible? You know what I'm saying? Because there's always new things that you learn with the law. So it's going to be interesting to see this unfolding, because if it unfolds now and then there's these court processes that are happening and then you're like, how is he going to argue now in court? Hey, it's going to be interesting. But let's look at this. The article then continues to say, Sibiya's supporters, however, see the letter as part of broader power play. They argue that Maseloma is attempting to sideline Sibiya, that he wants to take control of the Commission of Inquiry into criminality, political interference, and corruption in the justice system. They are saying Sibiya is not about giving, this is not about Sibiya given a fair chance to respond. This is about Maseloma trying to usurp the power of the Commission of Inquiry and set a source close to Sibiya. They spoke on condition of anonymity. The timing of the letter has also drawn criticism. While it is dated 19 August, Sibiya only received it on Wednesday, the 20th of August. Why was the letter delayed? This is clearly calculated move to put Sibiya on the back foot. Source says, you know what? The letter being dated 19th and you receive it on the 20th. For me, that's not a ground for anything. Like, honestly, because it could be that the decision was made or was finalized on that specific day. Probably when it was finalized, let's say it was finalized at 10, but there were things that they needed to do before they could officially send the letter to that person. So it indicates that the decision was made on that day. The minutes will indicate that the decision was made on that day, hence the date. So when do you suffer prejudice if the letter is sent the next day? I don't see how you suffer prejudice there. Two, the power display, blah, blah. I don't know. Because you know what? Sometimes we must look at the law and reason from that and say, this move, does it satisfy the law? If it does, then you have no choice but to succumb, because you would have been outsmarted using the law. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand what they are saying, but I do understand that we need to read the following. So that's accusations. The allegation against Sibiya center on his alleged interference with the political killing task team, and the team was established to investigate politically motivated matters in KZN. These cases are highly sensitive and have significant political and public implications. According to the letter, Sibiya's actions allegedly hindered or delayed the investigation. This he did by withdrawing the case docket from the task team without knowledge or authorization of the National Commissioner. The letter further claims that these actions may have undermined the cause of justice. The they may have also brought the South African Police Service into disrepute, while Masemola's letter emphasizes the opportunity for Sibiya to represent his side of the story. Sibiya's camp sees it differently, right? The letter further claims that these actions may have okay. I'm seeing something in Sunday world. There's something that I'm seeing in Sunday world. Guys, let's be honest. Okay, let me ask this question. If you were to ask yourself this question, whose side do you think the Sunday world is supporting between the Mkhwanazi and Sibiya? Let me ask that question. Because I'm noticing, number one, the fact that they are close to the sources close to, you know what I'm saying? And it's not the first time we get the Sunday World writing about that, and it's also the same journalist, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like, Stumo. There are things that I'm reading between the line here. It looks like you yourself, you are very close to that other side of the, you know what I'm saying, the camp. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But really, let me ask you guys. You guys are gonna tell me in the comment section below what you think about it. But okay, let's read this. What's next for Sibiya? Sibiya now has limited window to respond to the allegation. If he fails to submit his written representation by Monday deadline, Masemola will make the decision. It may be a decision on his suspension or transfer without further notice. There's another transfer that is basically I'm asking myself, what is it for? Okay. As the deadline approaches, all eyes are on Sibiya and Masemola. Sibiya will fight back against the allegations, or Masemola will move forward with the suspension. For now, the backline are thrown, and the nation awaits to see how this will unfold. I don't think Sibiya, personally, I don't think General Sibiya will want to allow this opportunity to slide. And I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that. Because remember, Sibiya has got ambitions of becoming a head of Hawks. So the more he serves in this bigger position, the more maybe he has the advantage. I think so. Please, look, understand that I'm saying I think so. So I don't think that Sibiya will just easily give up on that. I don't think so. He's going to respond. He's going to say something. But I'm also worried about what does it mean to say when they speak about transfer. Hey guys, this is very interesting. Does it mean that Sibiya will then be removed at the national office? Where is he getting transferred to? Hey, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting. But again, I'm wondering here. Are we not watching a nice chess game at its best in terms of court processes, then the suspension on the other hand? I'm like, one of these two, I want to see when it is being argued in court. I just want to see how things are going to unfold. It's going to be interesting to see, because okay, let me say this. Let's say Sibiya continues with the court, but by the time the application is heard in court, he's now officially suspended now. So will then the court overrule this suspension? That's where for me, that's where the fine or the gray line is. When let's say he wins this case now that is already in high court, will it overrule what is now currently transpiring? If it will not overrule what is currently transpiring, so it means that going to court, it's a waste of time. If the court decision the court decision cannot overturn what is currently happening. That's why I'm saying it looks like this is A very good chess game, by the way. A very strategic move. Well, it was strategic from Sibiya and also strategic this side. That is something that I always call it a fair balance of forces. You know what I'm saying? It's when two people, especially in court, I normally say, I want my opponent to give me something to think about, right? So they must, always come up with some chess move, so I can learn something, one or two, you know what I'm saying? Even if I defeat them, but I want to learn one or two things. So this one, it makes the court day very interesting. It makes it worth waiting for. I don't know about you. Tell me. Me, I can't wait for the court date.